What is going on, guys? In today's video we are doing something different. Today I will be teaching you guys how I play Spawn, what I use, how I think when I play him, and what variations I think are fantastic. And we'll get into the combos a little bit later on. So we'll start off with the variations. So I have 5 variations here. These are what I think that you should use to Spawn. Spawn's pretty lucky. He doesn't have a super bad like custom variation loadout. He's actually pretty versatile in what he can use. So we'll just start off with the standard ones, the ones that you'll always see me play. So here we have the Charge and the Lethal Glide. So this is actually Tournament Variation 2, also called the 1. This is a very good variation. You get maximum damage off of every touch. You can get almost 40% from any single button. And if you land a jump and you get close to like 42% with only 1 bar of meter. It's pretty fucking strong. I highly recommend using this one. I'll teach you guys the Lethal Glide combos a little bit later on. They are a bit tricky to do, but once you get them down, they are very, very good, and you will not regret it at all. This variation is probably the most fun one, in my opinion. Alright, up next, we're gonna have the Charge again. Most of these will have the Charge. I have one variation without the Charge, in case you guys want to use the Armor Breaker, that I think is actually really, really good. But for now, we'll just go through all the ones with Charge in it. So this one has the Charge and the Load Chain with it. This is actually good because it gives him a mix-up of his back 1-2, the unsafe overhead launcher. So it gives you a pretty good mix-up with that, but also after every string, if you use this and enhance it, they can't interrupt you whatsoever. I'll get into that a little bit later on, so just keep that in mind for now. This move is actually very, very good, and I highly recommend using this one too. Alright, up next we're going to have another one that you guys probably haven't seen me use in a while, but I think is still very, very strong. So this one has the Charge and the Plasm pool. So what the pool does, it actually recharges meter if you're standing in it very, very fast. So if you're playing against a character that doesn't have a teleport or doesn't have very good air movement and can jump over your projectiles, this is a good variation. I highly recommend this one because you can just sit there and zone with Spawn. He has an amazing projectile, and this just takes full use of that and just allows you just to spam projectiles over and over again. And while you're sitting in there, you just gain heaps of meter. You also gain defensive meter as well. And I think it's just very, very strong for those characters that struggle to get in, like Jax or even like a Kano. I think this is the variation for that. Up next, we are going to have what a lot of people consider the most fun, is Soul Forfeit with the Charge. So I don't think I need to explain Soul Forfeit very much. It's basically like a round 3 Liu Kang in 1 buff. You get access to all of your crushing blows for the cost of 1 offensive meter, and you can cash it out for about a 62% combo if you hit the optimals. And I'll also get into the optimal Soul Forfeit combos a little bit later on. Alright, and the final one that I have here today combines 3 of the moves that I was telling you guys about before, but it just doesn't have the Charge. So this one actually has a Plasm pool, the Glide, and Soul Forfeit. You do lose a Charge, but what you do gain is an Armor Breaker. I will show you guys some Armor Break combos a little bit later on. With all those variations explained, let's just get into the lab and I will show you guys his buttons, his combo strings, and the actual combos themselves. Okay, to start off, I think I'll just go through some buttons with you guys, and I'll just show you what Spawn actually has. Then you have his forward 2. That's a far-reaching mid. It's 16 frames in startup, so it's a bit slow. But it's very good for controlling that neutral. Like if you do a backdash into that, it catches a lot of people out trying to chase you down. You also have back 1, which leads to back 1-2. That's the unsafe launcher at -12 on block. So what I'll do here is I'll set the bot to reversal with down 1. So that's what I think the back 1 is good for, because you can sort of hit confirm it when you can see them poke. If you're interrupting the poke, then just send it. But you don't want to be too slow because then you'll end up like this. And that leaves you for a big punish there at -12. So Spawn also has a very good sweep. It's double hitting, and it's just good for that neutral play, trying to, you know, stop someone's approach if they're ducking the stand 3 a lot. It's a very good neutral tool just to stop people just from getting in. And the animation is also very unique. It's fantastic. Alright, another good button is stand 1. It's -4, but it also leads to stand 1-1, which is +2 on block, which guarantees you a down 1. They can't do anything after that. Even if I set the bot to do reversal down 1 again, they can't do anything about it. The best part about it is that it also looks like his throw as well. So a lot of people would just get hit by it, because it looks so much like his throw. So if they do get auto shimmied and they go to tech the 1-1, if it's a counter, 30%. Unbreakable. Very, very good. Another good button that he has is forward 4. It's a 12 frame low. So this is very good because it kind of crushes people's pokes if they do go to poke. That's why when you see me play Spawn, I will walk down people a lot and then I'll just do that at random times, because people will just go to poke. They'll press. They'll press all the time, and once they press, bam. Full combo. Just like that. 3. So the stand 3 obviously leads to stand 3-4 as well. But the issue with stand 3-4 is that I will set myself as Cabal and I'll record as Spawn. Alright, so let's talk about this very infamous button here. Stand 3, or stand 3-4. So this is a very, very strong button, and you can easily hit confirm this into any combo leading to huge damage. You go 46% from a button that's fucking quarter screen. But there are some downsides to this. So I will set myself as Cabal, and I will show you the reason why stand 3-4 isn't all that it's made out to be. So I've set the spawn to do a few things. So one is just raw stand 3-4. The other is 3-4 into Fireball. Other one is 3-4 into Fireball EX. And the other one is 3-4 into Fireball Delay the EX. Okay. So the problem with stand 3-4, if you look at the frame data down the bottom, it's actually -16. It's very, very unsafe. So in order to keep yourself safe, you need to use a Fireball. But the thing is, about the Fireball is that it can be ducked by every single character. And that just leaves you at 21 frames of recovery. So, to keep yourself safe, you need to spend a bar of meter. And then you're 0 on block. Basically resetting neutral there. Some people do like to think that they can get away with without EXing it, but if you're playing against a smart player, then this will happen. You get launched, and you take a lot of damage, especially against Cabal. What you need to do is you always need to EX the Fireball to keep yourself safe. Because then if they try to interrupt, they'll get hit. Just like that. Now, the reason why I wanted to show the delay one is because the delay does leave you a lot more plus on block, but they can still interrupt. Alright, I fucked up the combo there and I can't be bothered playing Cabal, so I'll just show you guys again. Just like that. And that's the one with the interrupt there, with the delayed EX2. Same situation. You still get launched for massive damage, but it's very, very unsafe. But that is where the variations come in. So I've swapped variations. I'm using the load chain now. One good thing with this load chain is that it takes away that gap that can't be ducked at all. And it's -7 on block as well. If I try to interrupt, get blown up straight away and take 10% damage, just a little bit more. So you can't do anything. You cannot do anything when he has that chain out. And even if it is blocked, look how much chip it does. That's over 5% chip damage. But the thing is, you also need to have meter to keep yourself safe on this as well, because it is ridiculously negative. Negative 32 if you don't EX it. You get blown up for it. Another good thing to do with spawn with this move is to poke special. So if they try to poke back, they will get blown up for it. They can't do anything after a poke. They have to sit there and respect it because it's so fast. Another good thing to use this move for, it's actually a pretty decent zoning tool as well. While it is a bit slow, they do have to respect it and watch their toes. Even though characters like Cabal will just be able to air gas over it, 90% of the cast will have to sit there and respect it. Especially when you can EX it like that. So this is actually a pretty good zoning variation for spawn as well. Now with this variation as well, it does a lot of chip damage. That low chain does so much damage on block. See, that does 5% just by itself. As we said before, that does 5% as well. That does almost 6%. That's 5%. And that does almost 6% as well. So as you can see, it's very damaging on block 2. The only downside with this variation is that you do lose the restand. So you have to end your combos a little bit differently. So instead of going stand 3-4 into 2-3 like that, you can't do that. Your best option to do is just 2-4 into the fireball. Or you can try and end it in another charge. But that is very unsafe on breakaway. So if they do breakaway, you will get punished for that. So just try and end it in fireball or just the down 2 if they have breakdown. You don't lose that much damage and it keeps you safe. So that's pretty much the low chain and what I think of it. Yeah, it's good for mix-ups. It takes away that gap where you can duck on all the strings. And it's a pretty good zoning tool. But it's pretty meter intensive. And also the poke game as well. It's very strong at the poke game. So this is the one with the Plasm pool. Hold it down, it grows a bit bigger. But inside, look how fast you regain your meter down the bottom. As opposed to that. You can just watch it go up super fast. And it basically gives you fantastic zoning game at spawn. And sit there, just regen your meter if you just, use breakaway or a wake up attack. And that's pretty much all this variation is. You still have the charge. You still have the restand. You don't have the glide or anything. You don't have, the low chain. You just have this, and it's a more boring variation, but it works. It works out very well. The Plasm pool is very, very strong. It's very underrated in my opinion, and it enhances his zoning game so much. You can also enhance it as well. So it just goes straight to full size instantly. It doesn't regen your meter faster the bigger it is. So the best thing to do is just kind of, maybe knock them down with that, and then just set it up before they get up. And then, look, you already have that extra bar back that you just spent. But that's pretty much it. Like, you got your standard optimal combos like this. It's a very just, boring spawn play, but it's super strong. It's super effective. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. Okay, alright. Now we're going to talk about Soul Forfeit. The move that nets you heaps of damage that you've probably seen in every Clips video on YouTube ever. Definitely one of the strongest moves in the game, but not only that, one of the most fun. And just look at his eyes glow. Like, that's fucking sick, man. That's fucking sick. What it does, it takes away 1 bar of offensive meter, as you can see down there in the bottom left-hand corner. I've lost that, and I will lose it again. It's completely gone for the rest of the game. So you only use this if you're sure you're going to win round 2 or in round 3, when you got nothing to lose. Walk up and then just grab it. Just like that. Like, it's a very strong move. You'll see a lot of players use this in like Combat League and Ranked, not so much in tournaments and stuff, because losing 1 bar of offensive meter is a big deal, but also having easy crushing blows for a round is a big deal as well. So it's kind of, it pays off pretty well. Now, while we're here in Soul Forfeit, in the Soul Forfeit variation, I will teach you guys the optimal Soul Forfeit combo. So that's it there. I know a lot of people say, why don't you do the jump in afterwards? Because the jump in actually scales it after the throw. See, it does 2% less. It does take them out of the corner, and it only works if they end up in the corner too. So let's say that you're over this side, right? If you're on the left-hand side, if you're stuck in this corner here, you will not be able to hit that optimal combo. The best thing to do, in my opinion, is just to do this one. Just to do that. But when you have Fatal Blow, this move becomes a lot more fun. Getting you just over 66% damage. But that's pretty much Soul Forfeit at the end of the day. You know, high risk, high reward. Those combos aren't the easiest combos in the world, but once you do get them down, you won't regret it. So I highly, highly rate using that. Okay, so now we have the glide. Being able to do 42% off of 1 jump in per touch, very nice. So if you have them in the corner like this, you can hit them for so much damage. For 1 bar, it is ridiculous. %42% with 1 bar, that's not even with any jump ins to start. That's 43 with the jump ins as well. Can also get combos like this. Nice little 42%. And then of course, if you really mastered it, you can do this. See, that's your optimal with no meter in the corner off a back 1-2 starter. And that's another one off of a jump in starting. So why use this variation over any other variation? Simply because it just has the glide combos. It's optimal every single touch. You get huge damage anywhere on the screen with. Like, it is probably the, in my opinion, the best move that he has. There are other fantastic moves as I showcased before, but this has to be the best. Alright, and just to finally show off the last variation. So this one is the one with the Plasm pool. It's the one with the glide, and the one with soul forfeit as well. So why use this variation above everything else? For one reason and one reason only. Because this does massive fucking damage if you catch a breakaway. It's very, very situational, but it works out super well. That 50%, 2 bars with breakaway. Look at that damage there. That is sick. But yeah, that's pretty much just it with this variation, is that you catch breakaway and then you just do a fuck ton of damage. And you can spend all the meter that you want because you can just sit back and then just regain it all. Get some more, and then just go for your glide combos. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it just does a lot of damage. It's just very satisfying when you make the right reads. And it's just a bit of fun. It's just to shake up the meta a little bit. And you can hit that in a real game. Alright, so I see a lot of people say, why do you play Spawn? What's so attractive to you about his gameplay? Well, I play Spawn because I love the character long before Mortal Kombat 11 even came out. I'm a bit of a nerd in that sense, but I just think he's a sick character. He's finally been added to a Mortal Kombat game after like 10 years of fans screaming at Ed Boon to try and get him in. And his gameplay is just super strong. So a lot of people, they make mistakes with Spawn about like, oh, he needs to be like up close, and you know, he just needs to get in there and just punish and stuff, and just like, you know, throw some punches and jabs and throws. But that's not how you play him. Spawn is a character that plays MK11 very well, where you want to sit at about this range here, just in range of the 3-4, and let them come to you and make mistakes. Spawn has a hard time of opening people up. He doesn't have any good overheads. His short hops are like kinda arse. They are very sick though, like some of the best animated ones. Like, look at that. Look at the sparks on the ground when he hits it. That is sick. And also he has this cape one here, which actually has some decent range, but it's an overhead at the end of the day. It's just a short hop at the end of the day. Like, it's nothing too special. But he controls space very, very well, and that's what you want to do with him. You do not want to run up and be, you know, gung-ho with him, because his moves are all pretty slow. Like, this is a 16 frame, this is 14 frame, this is 13 frames, this is 12. Like, he has these 7 frame poke and 7 frame normal and 9 frame like jab here, but most of his good buttons are, you know, at a distance, where he just doesn't have a hurt box either. And he just has great anti-airs and just a very good neutral game. Like, look, that's probably the same distance as his stand 3. And he also, this is a bit of a, you know, a more of an advanced tip, but he has a very good wave dash as well. So if you don't know how to wave dash, there are some videos out there by Waz, Hayate, about how to wave dash, and he has a very, very good wave dash himself. If you're full screen and have less health, do need to get in, your zoning isn't working for you, it's a very good option just to get in, just like that, and then start that pressure game there. I'm still not the best at it yet, but it's very good to do when you hit it very well. Like that. But yeah, that's pretty much Spawn in a nutshell. Like, I know this video, I've been recording for about an hour and a half right now, trying to hit those soul forfeit combos, armor break combos, and all the stuff like that. I hope you all enjoy this. I'm sure editing is going to take a fucking long time to do, but I've been wanting to do this for a while and just didn't really have the time or know what to do, so I just decided to jump on and wing it. So I hope this is cohesive and makes sense. If it doesn't, please comment down below and ask me to elaborate on some things, and I'll be able to hopefully explain to you better in the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. I hope to see more Spawn players out there doing what I do, what K-Mac does, Killer Shinnok, Nicholas, even with his Spawn, very, very strong. But yeah, that is going to do it for today's video. Happy spawning, everyone, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know if you want more stuff like this, because I can do a couple of more character guides as well. So if you want to see more stuff of this, let me know, and I will get around to it when I can get around to it. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.